Close the series out with a 2-0 victory, once again continuing the history.
Taking a look at the composition from Geltek, the Kaja in the roaming position, they are looking for a ways to shut down Nana and perhaps names in the later portions of the game.
It's crazy, they doubled down on it, man. I thought the Phobias was going to be enough and then they would go for something like Cho, right? But they didn't really need any more clear. They would already have it with the Lilia. You add in the Kaja and it just makes it so difficult for anyone to walk up without getting...
And you can see it, right? Almost forcing a recall there by Nucci. You can already see that even Strings was caught low. And look at the insta-invade.
Oh, Nana though, walking up with the cable, stunned up already. Nana gets away with a Revitalize, helped out by the team, and still is able to get the purple buff. Not a successful invade for now because it's a Purify for a Revitalize. And look at the wave that Sonjika is going to be missing out on.
Yeah, not the greatest of trades, but obviously they are trying to look for ways to shut down Nana early on, and they're gonna look for something more. I mean, technically the Lilia still clears very quickly. Kaja as well should be able to help facilitate that, so we can expect more aggression and more mid rotations, especially with Kyoe on the Baxia, ever as mobile.
The zoning as well now for Nucci. It should have been one of the winning conditions for GCT, getting instant mid-prio, but it doesn't seem like it's going to be the case coming into turtle number 1. Sonjika, she won't be level 4. Nana's already level 4. On the other side of the map, Liuban is going to have to play it safe here. If she walks up, she's going to get chunked, and it's just a bit of damage by Nana.
And so far, Nana doesn't really have anyone to use that kill pressure on. I guess you could go for the gold laner, but even the Lilia is not a straightforward target that you'd want at this state and time.
Level 4 advantage. No Eternal Guard, but Kuecho's down to Syrinx already. And now Syrinx gonna throw the Eternal Guard straight into the Raven Spider. Kyoe locked down. Now the Raging slashes in a Flicker as well by Nocturne. Nucci with the Revitalize. That's a Dark Wave and a Flicker into Sonjika's Glooms. Tokyo with the rotation all the way from the bottom lane. No SOD. Just a turtle for Falcons Vega and 2 kills to GCT.
Which is not bad, right? That's a trade that we didn't really see from game number 1. I mean, Falcons Vega went a little bit too greedy into the enemy jungle, and Geltek was able to punish them for it, right? 2 members. Luckily, there was, you know, the facilitation or the backup coming in from Liuban on the Phobias. And they were able to get a little trade of their own. Now the big question is, what do they use alongside it? Where do they go after that? Because obviously neutral objective will go into the hands of Nana, and that is going to push them a little bit further on as we get into the mid game.
Kyoe is going to go in with the shield unity a couple of times there. Well, for me, it's just strange. Falcons Vega, they got enough damage on Kyoe to guarantee turtle, but then they just overextended. The Lapu Lapu Nocturne decided the Raging Slash, missing the first 2, but wanting to flicker past for the third one to hit. A bit off on the calculations, but at this time, it's still okay. They were able to make it away, but it could have been a big win.
Could have been. It's not that bad, though. They do see the rotations coming through from Falcons MENA. It looks like they want to target the gold lane, like we talked about earlier on, but Nucci there gets spot out. Kuejo and Sonjik are in the vicinity, but the thing is, if the Kaja gets the Divine Judgment, there's no insta-burst to follow it through. It's a Lilia. It's not like a Farsa. It's not like a Kadita. So it's going to be interesting to see that chemistry between these 2.
Yeah, the combo will be for later. I agree, the Lilia won't be able to go for it, but that's why Nana is trying to deal with Tokyo. That's the real one-shot that they have right now, with the Divine Judgment straight into the carry. Now that the carry, Tokyo, has already used the ultimate, I think Falcons Vega have just depleted GCT of that resource, that main resource, negated the insta-kill with the Divine Judgment now.
And that's going to make it a little bit more difficult for Geltek if they still want to contest for the second neutral objective, the second turtle of the game, considering that Kyoe is a level below of Nana right now. I guess she does catch up. There is still a chance for a drive run. Let's see if they're able to get it, because it looks like Geltek are actually in a better position to pick up this turtle this time around.
It should be Geltek with the advantage over the neutral objectives with the Phobias and Abaxia. Nucci then have to escape from this one. Dark Wave comes out with the Eternal Guard, locks them down. 2 members. AoE coming around with Nocturne and Nana with the cut thrown around Tokyo. Nana with a double. Now the Black Shoes baited away already. Nocturne trying to go for this dive again. But Son.G is able to escape. Names in that skirmish, so chaotic, getting a double as well.
A 4-for-2 trade at the very end of it. And Falcons, they're able to utilize the composition really, really well in that particular team fight. We're going to take a look at the replay here. And Syrinx, just impeccable timing with her ult, and the follow-up definitely was there. You can see Names unable to get that SOD, by the way. And if she did, Tokyo would have been eliminated way, way earlier. But it looks like it's a reset for the neutral objective, and eventually Falcons MENA are going to be able to pick it up for themselves. This is a 1,000 gold lead now for the MENA reps.
And yet again, Eterna, it's Geltek Cyber Team who find themselves in the same situation. Divine Judgment on Names, no one there to follow it up though. And now it's the Eternal Guard. Names still able to cut away as Nana's going to try to go in. Able to clean up on Son.G, forcing the Black Shoes, and a big cursed blast to send Liuban running back to base.
It's uncanny because game number one, if we're looking at the composition from Geltek, right? Kyoei has always been like a really important figure in the team with the way the team fights go and how the tempo of the game goes as well. Game number one, risky play. Wait a second. Nana 3v1. Still able to clear. Not a good, not a bad job there, as it looks like Kuejo might be looking for something, doesn't necessarily get it. And it looks like they might be able to pick up that structure in the bottom side of the map. A good trade, unless Nana can do something about it again.
She should be able to clear, but she's got to be careful of Kuejo. Yes, we know there's no Divine Judgment, but the timing is a bit different on their side. Son.G up top. So it's a turret for turret, but this is still a big problem for Geltek Cyber Team. If you look at their composition, it's the exact same thing we went through in game one. It's a composition that should be the one ahead right now. It should be the ones dictating the tempo, looking for picks around the map, and taking away the purple buffs, mainly from Nana at this point.
So what do you think went wrong for them?
I think they botched that early invade, man. Son.G not getting level 4 for that first turtle played a big, big role into Falcons Vega's win. Kuejo didn't want to flicker for that, waited a bit too long, and gave Nana the right amount of time to react to it. It seems like GCT, they're hesitating a bit too much.
Divine Judgment?
It's on Nucci. It's such an awkward skirmish, and the rest of the team, it feels like they didn't want it. It's almost like Kuejo just wanted to get a Divine Judgment. The rest of the team called against it. And now it's a wasted Divine Judgment. Now there's no real lockdown to Nana, and they're going to have to rely on the Phobius. Liuban's bottom lane. Nocturne now with the Bravest Fighter. Zoning them in the back. Law and Order lands on Kuejo. 3 turtles to the fanny of Falcons Vega. And it's so big. Nana 2-1 and 3. The Moskov is scaling again.
What do they do at this point? Geltek Cyber Team, this is very uncharacteristic of them. I mean, the last time we saw them, they looked sharp, they looked precise, even in the drafts. So they lost that window in the early game. And now there is still a ways in the late game because they do have Tokyo, they still have the carry that scales into the late game. And I feel like that earlier Divine Judgment just really didn't work out. Wait a second, Names Flicker.
Gets away, pins them down with the Spear of Misery. Now the rest of the team coming over.
She gets out?
She does.
Oh!
Donovan's getting punished. Now the Flicker, but it's onto Nucci. They get a kill in the end. The SOD goes wide. Nana now on Liuban. The Dark Wave doesn't land, and it's going to be the trade. XP for Rome in the end.
They take what they can. They take what they can at this point. And to continue on the earlier sentiment about the Divine Judgment is that even if they were able to get that Divine Judgment down, there is no burst yet. Tokyo is still very far. Black Shoes already utilized, burnt out. The cooldown isn't as bad, and it should be up for the next neutral objective to spawn, which is the Lord, in under 40 seconds. But there you go, the items aren't there yet. Corrosive Scythe, and we also have the Golden Staff. But she's away from, you know, DHS and so forth. You can see that she's falling behind of Names, who already has that Swift Trinity down.
We're still losing out on so much farming space, so you can see Names and Nana constantly in the side lanes working up. Doctor knows the Black Shoes was used earlier, so now the Purify gets sped away. Nana's going crazy with the cables, but it's on to just the frontliners. A few of those shots. Nocturne getting caught by Divine Judgment straight up into Tokyo. Dark Wave lands on 2 Syrinx. Trying to cut away, but Kyoei's going to be able to cut her down as Tokyo gets a double. It might be the way for them to come back in the game. That gold lead now erased completely.
Falcons MENA need to be very careful when they choose to pick their team fights.
Yep.
Right? Because in situations when they take the team fights in the enemy jungle, you know, the nooks and the crannies, those are prime positions for Son.G to deal out the damage, for Ryuwon to go in for an engage. So that's why they lost 1 by 1 there. And Geltek, they finally find their rhythm, they finally find their footing here in the 10th minute of the game, and it feels like that gold lead that Falcons was able to get earlier on easily taken back.
Well
the comeback play.
It really is. It's a punish. Geltek were just waiting for that punish, and like you mentioned, Falcons MENA, they have to be very careful where to pick these fights. If they go around those choke points against this AoE of the Dark Wave and those blooms, to be fair, it's going to be really tough. So GCT, they do better while they're moving backwards through Falcons Vega's crazy aggression. But a lot of times, Kuejo again doesn't want to use that flicker, is going to stay very conservative. Sees 2 members' names.
Oh.
Whoa, these are crazy moves to be making on Kaja with the flicker up. Nucci just face checks that push and gets obliterated.
Not sure what the plan is. She really can't underestimate the damage from Geltek at this point. She felt the damage earlier on in the top side. I think it was the first 7 minutes or 6 minutes of the game. And she did get obliterated after that. There was still a Lord marching, by the way. So it looks like now Falcons Vega, they're going to have to be on defense. They lose all the outer turrets. The inhibitors still stand, but even the shield gets popped there in the middle and at top.
Full defense mode for Falcons Vega. They have pretty good clear with the Moskov still. GCT, on the other hand, it's going to be very tough for them to siege past these base turrets. Tier 2s, all right. But then into the base turret, that's where their lack of range will start to hurt them. Tokyo's going to have to get a Melpick gun before she can actually threaten these base turrets. But finally, this is what we were talking about in the early game with this composition. It's all about tempo and then taking the purple buff away. Nana wanted to get a bit more compensation of that purple buff take. Melpick gun, there you go for Tokyo. So far, so good now for GCT. They can just play to peel for Tokyo.
And that's a winning condition. After they lost that window in the early game, like we were talking about earlier on, they just needed to buy a little bit more time to wait for Tokyo to come online, and she is coming online. They are gonna really feel that damage sooner rather than later. Even though the damage dealt ranking, it looks like Son.G is still up top. Lilia, again, the burst damage, sometimes you just really don't feel it coming. It's uncanny. It's like you don't feel it and then suddenly you're dead. Especially when the items start rolling in.
And the penetration. It's tough. Wait, what? Son.G walking up way too aggressively. Kuejo with Divine Judgment, but it's only onto Nucci. This is actually the angle for them to go in. Dark Wave lands. But that's about it. Nana, no purple buff's gonna have to play it safe now, but they have split the fight open. The Terror fight comes around and they bait it out. Oh, Tokyo! Taking them very low already. Insta shred, like you mentioned, a turn onto Nucci. A big blast of damage, and now it's Geltek Cyber Team. It's looking for a shield unity. Lands onto Nana, but she's able to get the cable in time. Now 5 seconds on the purple buff. GCT looking at the Lord.
Uh-oh. The Lord is going to be blitzed. It's going to be shredded down. The SOD hits, but I don't think she wants to take that one. A little too risky, especially with the Divine Judgment still up. Names will not be able to do anything if she gets caught in it. And because of that burst damage coming through already for Tokyo, now Falcons Vega are playing on the back foot. 4,000 gold lead for Geltek here in the 14th minute of the game. Is there a way for Falcons Vega to come back?
I think the only way right now is for a mistake to happen for GCT around the siege. If they push a bit too far, if they overextend and they overstay their welcome in the siege, Falcons Vega could very easily still come back in the game because it's all about keeping Tokyo safe right now. If she's able to free hit in the back, I think it's GG. But if Falcons Vega can somehow break that box, get past the frontliners, there's a chance. It's very small, but there's always a chance right now. No Kyowe. Shield unity into mid. Your Curse Blast able to clear out the wave. And it's all up to Names to clear it out. The Moskov.
How do they do that? Nocturne, can she look for a crazy play of her own? Get a pick onto Tokyo. You can see the clear really going through, it's happening. But the invade and the engage is happening as well. Kyoe is looking for a pick onto Names.
That's about it for the Siege. It's mid in the top lane. Now Nucci with the Glorious Pathway, walking up again, trying to go for the stun on Liubon. Rest of the team knows they've gotten what they needed to with the Lord. They're going to try to go for one more here in the bottom lane now. This could be the angle for Kuejo to flicker in and get a massive Divine Judgment. Rest of the team coming down. Knocked over the Brave Spider. Divine Judgment locks her down, and Tokyo's free hitting. Nana next to the chopping block now as they go for the damage again, but Nana is able to cable away as Nucci pops in Revitalize in time. That was Tokyo with the tread again. It's enough to take her down. Nana with the cables though. Is it enough? Syrinx needs to flicker out. Nana's going in again with the black shoes already from Sanjika. It's Names who takes the SOD. That's Nana with the jump again onto Tokyo, who still is able to keep herself out of harm's way. And it's GCT with a clean 3 base turret take as they disengage and wait for the next neutral objective.
Good defense, but an even better offense by Geltek. Right? They came in, they saw that they were able to get 2 inhibitor turrets top and mid. They took a gamble for the bottom side, and they get it. And it's great that they were able to get it as well, right? The bottom side of the map, the inhibitor turret being gone will allow them to utilize this to their advantage as they go for the next Lord of the game, and it does give them a lot more to work with compared to Falcons Vega, who have to constantly think about that far side of the map. They do still have the Moskov to work with, but with how fast Kyoe roams around the map, with how things have been really just unfolding in front of our very eyes here in game number 2, it feels a bit too risky if they send Names down there alone.
Everyone's so squishy too, so there's no way for them to just enter in. Wait a second, Conceal! Kuejo there, good Terrify in. Divine Judgment not used just yet. Eternal Guard, a kite away. Nucci gets away with the Glorious Pathway, and they've already baited big resources. Tortoise's Puissance, Tokyo's ult, together with the Divine Judgment. If there's an angle to go for a fight, it's now. But Falcons Vega, do they know?
They should. They should. They use the Flying Clouds to come back into the game. They re-engage. Nucci once again just receiving the bad parts of it. She's at 0-7-6. She's been taken down 7 times. She's always the target of the Divine Judgment as well. But you're right. The wave is pushing on the bottom side of the map. Falcons need to make a decision now.
Nana's finding an angle here. Off angle. Wave gonna be reset again. GCT. One of their strong suits, playing the macro game, waiting for the wave in the bottom lane, waiting for Nana to show up. And they started again before Nana can show up. She shows in mid. Kuejo's taking a beating from that Lord though. They have to be careful of their health bars here. Curse Blast coming down. Kuejo! Flicker in Divine Judgment as well, but it's good peel from Syrinx as he's able to land the Eternal Guard. Liubot's all on his back line as Nocturne is able to deal with Kuejo. And now it's a shred coming down as Nana will lose her immortality. But the rest of the team is dealt with the front line. And now it's 3v3. Syrinx, Nucci, and Names up against Sanjika, Kyoe, and Tokyo.
It's still a huge advantage for Geltek, right? Nana gets taken out. They have no source of retribution. Names was so low as well. The SOD lands, but she's not going to take it. This is a free Lord over to Geltek. A really good way of making things messy and chaotic in that particular team fight, and still able to come out on top. Tokyo is hitting like a truck.
She certainly is. She's shredding anything in her way, and that's why she sold boots. It's Windtalker and Immortality just in case. But the thing is, for Geltek, they don't have 5 members up already just now. Only now do they have them. The Flying Clouds will get them back into this Lord quicker, but Falcons Vega, they have the advantage of having their members spawn right next to the Lord here. It's into the base they go. They couldn't manage the waves properly, so we're going to see another delayed end. Falcons Vega have another shot at coming back in the game.
But they can do it all over again, right? They can try to go for the exact same thing. Because again, despite the Lord spawning on the opposite side of the map, it's still an advantage for Geltek that they can utilize. But look at this weird rotation from Kuejo as well as Kyoe. They're anticipating for a buff take, and they're waiting in the bush there to open up a trap. They see no one picking up the bait, and Tokyo picks that orange buff for herself.
They're just abusing this map control, utilizing to get everything out of Falcons Vega. No purple buff, no orange buff, not even a single green camp given over to Falcons Vega. They're literally suffocating Falcons Vega inside of their own base, waiting for the neutral objective to spawn and not giving any chance for them to build a lead in goal to try to swap those items later.
But it looks like there's a gamble. Wait a second, Nucci again? Does she want to go for 8?
Divine Judgment and a Dark Wave. Nucci's gonna pop the Revitalize, but she's gonna go down. Kyowe zoning them in the back line right now. Is that's gonna be the bravest fighter by Nocturne and the Flicker out as well. Now a stun onto Sonjika, who still has the black shoes. Nana tries to walk up. Waves good for GCT. Nucci is down. It's a one-man advantage.
It was a gamble. It was a gamble made by Nucci once again, opening up the map, but they're not going to get anything out of it. It's just another death. The Black Shoes gets picked up there, and it looks like they want to still look for the end.
The Curse Blast is doing a lot of damage. They're able to clear out the wave. 19 seconds on the Lord. Tokyo, very dangerous, very risky move, but she gets out of the way. Nucci's up in 16, Lord's up in 8.
Can they buy enough time?
I don't think so. Geltek,
Yeah.
they have a carry. They can shred this Lord instantly.
With a Wind Talker as well.
Wind
So
Talker.
additional attack speed, but it looks like that's not the first thing that she goes for. She actually goes for the orange buff instead. That's going to give Falcons a little bit more time to, you know, come back into the game. What I really wanted to highlight was the fact that the Holy Crystal was built in by Syrinx. So you can obviously think that the damage will be felt. She has the Divine Glaive as well, so they have to be careful. Falcons, they just go to the other side of the map. They go for the far lane. They don't go for the contest. They let it completely go. And Geltek pick up this Lord uncontested. Falcons pick up a structure on the top side of the map.
It's the only thing they can get.
Yeah.
They can't walk up to the Lord. If they do, it's an easy insta-kill for any one of their frontliners. And at this point, they need all their members to be alive if they want to defend this Lord. Geltek Cyber Team this time around, not losing a single member to... Well, what? Yeah, 300,000.
No, Jesus.
Damage taken, rather. Sorry.
Not the best game.
I mean,
Feels bad for her.
depending on what kind of roamer you are, this is the best game, right? You want to be taking damage. It's just... That's crazy, dude. 300,000? That's like more than the rest of the team combined.
It's definitely a lot. But Mirko, this might be it. This might be game 3.
Oh, Divine Judgment lands. Names. Immortality already. The Rose Gold. It goes through her. Monster kill for Sonjika. Now it's Nana in the back with the cables. Immortality going to be popped as well. Lord evolves still in the mid lane as Nana buys the Rose Gold Meteor in time. And it's Kyowe to take Nocturne down. Nana again with the cables. Still has the Rose Gold Meteor. Series is right there. But the rest of the team will target it down to bring us to game number 3.